Welcome back to the Flaherty Solutions podcast. My name's Kevin.
I'm Erin Flaherty.
And today we are going to talk about franchise opportunities and why it is so important to start thinking about building or buying into your own franchise. Erin, anything in particular you want to cover during this topic that the viewers should know?
Yes. So we are in week 4 of pretty much universal quarantine, right? Is it week 4? For most people, I know different states have different...
Between 2 to 4.
2 to 4, depending on your state. So if you're a business owner or if you're an employee of a business, you are in one of 3 camps right now. You are either fully operating, which means that you are able to do your work, either you're essential and you're in the public, or you're able to do your job remotely or from home. So that's the first camp. The second is you're partially operating. So maybe you're in a food service business where you were serving people in person and now you're having to make it work with just delivery or carry out options. So you're half operating or you're not operating. So a lot of spas, dental offices can do telemedicine, but in general, medical offices, a lot of them are closed if they're not emergency procedures, things like that. So if you're in one of those 3 camps, if you're in the partially operating or non-operating camp, you're probably taking a good hard look at the economy and your business. Yes, there are relief programs out there, but really no one knows when they're going to pay out and how long they can sustain businesses. So you're saying, well, what's next? Because let's be honest, this is round 1 of this.
Yeah.
If the people who remember this day and this time think that this is the only time that we're going to be affected by a global pandemic, we're probably all sorely mistaken. These viruses are getting really smart. So it's time to take a look at business and figure out what is a viable business option. A franchise is a fantastic business to buy into because you don't have to reinvent anything. You don't have to start anything from scratch. You can buy into a proven system that has you making money almost instantly. So for the next round of whatever this is, your business, whatever you buy into or whatever you start, has to be able to operate from where you are. You know, unless you are essential personnel, unless it's a medical type business, which there are going to be a ton of medical businesses that start from this time. But unless you're having to be people facing and you're truly essential, it has to be something that's done from your location or remotely. So yeah, so that's my introduction.
That's your intro. And I'm introing into a different area that why Flaherty Solutions franchise is so critical. To date, with all this craziness going on, you still have clients that are contacting Flaherty Solutions on a daily basis because they're still up and running. So they're either existing clients that are looking for help and help navigating this. So you become a valuable, integral part of their business. And you might have never ever met this person in your life, but you do their books and you keep them going. So why don't you describe to us how instrumental people have used you as a resource?
Okay. Well, and to that point, we've not met most of our clients.
Yeah.
So Flaherty Solutions provides bookkeeping and record keeping services for small business. What's interesting is that a lot of personal individuals are actually contacting us to record keep for them too. So it's something we're not going to turn away. We can do it well. We just happen to cater to the small business, but record keeping is boundless. I mean, there's so many needs for accurate and precise record keeping. So we provide bookkeeping for small businesses. And that means we provide a clean set of financials at the end of the year at the very least, for filing taxes. Everybody has to file taxes. Every business has to file taxes. So we are tracking the income and expenses that happen throughout the year so that at the end of the year, bam, here's your profit and loss statement, here's your balance sheet, go to your accountant, do your taxes. And we're not CPAs. CPAs do not want to do bookkeeping. We don't file taxes at this time. So that's at the very basic level what Flaherty Solutions provides, but we go beyond that. We actually provide invoicing services for clients where they're finding that maybe their office manager is doing their invoicing and maybe not as precise as they'd like it to be. We're paying bills for our clients. We're administering payroll, which can be a headache, things like that. So we're a full back office accounting department.
Yeah, and as you know, payroll might be a headache, but it's a stickiness factor. When you have one, I was in banking for years. When you had a checking account, you had a high probability that that client had a reason to leave. Now, if they had a checking and savings account, it got harder for them to leave. If they had a checking, savings, and credit card with you, and then an investment account with you, it became almost impossible. So payroll is not the most fun, it's not the most lucrative, but it creates a stickiness.
It is true, because even if they say, oh, I can do my books myself, which they could do, some people could do it, they're probably not gonna do it right, but they could do it. But most people don't wanna file payroll tax returns, so if they're going with us for books and payroll, you're saying they're gonna stick. And even before we offered payroll services, our clients, we have a very high retention rate, because as long as time ticks, as long as the clock moves and businesses are spending and making money, they have to keep their records. They absolutely have to, for filing taxes at the very least. And if they want to know their financial position, they definitely have to keep good books. So our business starts with, I mean, if you buy a franchise, you start with one client. It quickly goes to 2 clients, and those clients aren't leaving because months continue to pass and they continue to need bookkeeping, payroll, invoicing, and all of a sudden you're servicing more than 100 clients, and it's on autopilot. So that's what we provide. A team of people does the work. So if you're thinking, well, why would I want to buy a franchise and service 100 clients? I don't want all that noise. I don't service 100 clients. I run my own branch. I actually have a sales role within my company because that's what I want to do. But my team services more than 100 clients. I don't service them. There are a few I talk to personally, but that's my choice.
Yep. And for everybody that might potentially buy one, you in any franchise you deal with, you're going to get your hands in it. You know, whether you're opening up a restaurant franchise, which would be very challenging, you're going to get your hands as part of the business. That's part of being a franchise owner. But did you take 2 months off last year?
Yeah.
And just had your own personal retreat?
Totally. I can take off anytime I want.
Yep. So that's the type of, this is a essential business in definition terms of how the government says finance is essential. So you're essential. You have to be open and operating to help people, but it can all be done remotely. And then as a true franchisee, there's not a lot of franchises out there that let you take months off from your business once you've built it up to a certain level that you want.
If you buy into this model, you will work hard the first few years because you need to grow, you need to hire your team. We will help you hire your team. You need to help train them. You will be involved, but there comes a point where the team is running it for you. There are quality controls in place. Let's talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts. I'm actually going to refer to my frequently asked questions. A lot of people ask when they want to buy into our business model, do I need to be a CPA to operate a Flaherty Solutions franchise? You don't even need a background in accounting. I've run this company since the beginning. I've never actually taken an accounting course.
Yep, that's pretty awesome.
So our training actually caters to those who don't have any accounting background. We assume you don't, and if you do, that's just an advantage. So if you have zero accounting background, that's fine. You should be comfortable with numbers. If you say that math class made you cross-eyed in school, it's probably not a good fit for you. There should be some comfort level with numbers. But to your point, I don't want to forget this. We have been operating from our homes since the beginning of time. Yes. So in this season of figuring out how to work from home, our team didn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to figure out how to do this all. We've done this all remotely. Training for franchisees can be done from your home. Obviously now it has to be. So our franchise model hasn't stopped because everything has always been done remotely. So it continues to be. Next question. Do I need to do all the bookkeeping work myself? Absolutely not. We don't want, to the point before, we do not want you, the owner operator, if you buy into this model, you don't want to be doing all the work. We'll actually teach you how to make delegating your biggest job. You get something in, who does it go to? You get something else in, who does it go to? It doesn't go to you. That's the whole idea, is that your team ends up running it for you so that you can take time off or do something else or continue to grow the business. You choose. This is a big one. Why wouldn't you just start your own bookkeeping company? Why would you pay us money and pay us royalties to teach you how to run a bookkeeping company? The biggest concern we usually hear from new business owners is, where will I find the clients? It's a valid concern, because without sales, there's no business. So we have a proven marketing system that will have clients calling you. We also have a market support program to promote a stronger local and national presence. And if you look us up on Google, our online reputation is excellent. So if you own and operate a Flaherty Solutions franchise, you immediately have the leverage of our online reputation. So people say, wait a minute, Flaherty Solutions, I've never heard of you. Well, guess what? They go online. We have 24 5-star reviews. That doesn't happen easily. So you get to piggyback on that.
Yeah.
Is there something you wanted to say?
Not at all. I love these. Keep firing them off.
Okay. So fast, self-paced training, even with no accounting background. So short, if you have no accounting background, you could certainly start your own. But where are you going to piece together that information? I mean, if you want to spend 10 years figuring out what we've taken several years to figure out and master, go for it. There's opportunity cost there. Yep. We've found that most sole practitioner bookkeepers end up creating a job for themselves. So somebody decides, I want to do bookkeeping for a living. They take on a few clients. There's only so much that person can take on. So they end up sort of buying into a job and not growing a team. We've mastered how to grow and scale this business so that no one's burning out.
And I'll piggyback on that. We had a interested franchise party that one of their biggest concerns was they didn't want to create a job for themselves, because at the end of the day, that's the point of being a franchise owner, is to get something special and just replicate the model. So that's where, when you took a vacation for 2 months, a personal retreat, I was like, when you came back and you're like, all right, let's go. I was like, you got a franchise. Like this, you replicated something that you were in a coma for 2 months and it didn't affect your business one bit. Did your business increase during that time?
Absolutely.
Yep.
We increase ours back to the beginning point where you start with 1 client, 2 clients, 4 clients, 8 clients. It snowballs. Are you going to lose clients every now and then? Sure. It's not perfect. Our retention rate's about 99%. 99% of our clients stay with us. And as a result, because as we add clients, it just snowballs, we have consistently increased gross revenue and net revenue by 50% every year.
Yep.
So there's a lot of opportunity there. More reasons you wouldn't just start your own. The software we use supports an ever-growing book of business and uses the newest technology to ensure that 0 time is wasted on data entry. So long gone are the days of bookkeeping where there's a lot of number crunching, data entry. We're using a slew of software that is compiling it all together and not wasting any time. Our business model ensures that payment is collected before the work is done, and our staff is paid after. So your business is cash positive from day one. Which,
if any of you out there have ever gone into business by yourself, you know how hard that is.
Right.
That is extremely hard.
So you have cash. You're not. There's no overhead in this business until you have a full team. So you're only paying your staff when they're paying clients who have already paid you. So,
all right, real quick, just so we spell it out. All right, I'm a client. All right, I want to use your services. All right, so month 1, we're in April. I need you to start April. I pay you right up April 1st.
April 1st. Well, April 1st actually pays for March books because the March statement, we need to reconcile that activity.
Okay.
The March statement didn't come out until April 1st. So
I pay you.
April 1st, we get your money. No one has done any work on your account yet.
Okay.
You pay.
Yep.
I assign it, or actually I don't assign it. The quality control team leader assigns it. But I'm sales, so I kick it over. I kick you over to quality control. Quality control says this would be a good job for Sarah. So Sarah knows everything about your account. She does the work, and then she gets paid on April 30th.
Okay.
So I get to hold your money for
30 days.
30 days, and then
perfect.
And our margins on our business is 50%. Our item 19 in our franchise disclosure documents very good. So the team is making maybe 20 to 30% of the money that you paid April 1st. It costs about 20 to 30% of that to get the work done. And then you have general business expenses, office supplies. So at the end of the day, the net profit on what you're paying is 50%.
Perfect.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Right. So, and cash positive from the get-go. Will you send clients to me? We have a proven system of acquiring clients, which at first we will actually market on your behalf, but more so we're going to teach you how to fish. We're actually going to teach you how to nurture relationships with other business professionals so that your phone is ringing. You're not having to chase down clients. When you're getting bank information from people, there's no way to chase people down.
No.
You want them to call you when they need you. So then when they're calling, they're usually ready to move. So, what kind of support do we offer our franchisees? We offer full-time support for the duration of the franchise term. So as long as you're a franchise representing our brand, you have full-time access to us for any problems that you have, any troubleshooting we need to do. Do you have any questions so far? Because I only have one other.
You do one more and then I'll do a final thought.
How quickly can I get started? If we are registered in your state, which if you're a franchise non-registration state, we can get started after 14 days of you receiving our agreement. If you're in a registration, and same thing with the registration state. If you're in a registration state, which we're registered in Maryland and we're about to be registered in California, same thing. If I didn't mention your state and we're not registered, we have to get registered first before we even have a conversation.
Gotcha.
But 14 days, and we can have you up and running and trained in a week after that.
Okay.
Tax season is until July 15th now. So
for this year. Hopefully next year it'll be a normal year.
No, but what I'm saying is for this year, tax season would have just been over like this month. But now that it's being pushed to July 15th, do you know how many people still have to get their books together for last year? And they haven't. So we basically have 3 more months to get business for tax season. So to get in right now is a wise idea. It's not wasted to get in now because we still have 3 months of tax season.
Well, and not to sound cliche, but anytime's a good time to get in.
True.
Like even if you're just for whatever reason you're not ready right now to pull the trigger, don't worry. August business is still coming in. It's still a fine time to start the business. October, September, it doesn't matter.
But there's more business to be. More people are tax minded right now than any other time in the year. So we bring in more business during tax season, and then the summer slows down because if you extended, procrastinators extend. So they're not thinking about taxes in the summer when they should be. They're thinking about it at the 11th hour during extension season, which is September. So the only slow time is summer. Yeah. Which books still need to be done, but you're just not bringing in as many clients in the summer. But you still have those clients that you've had all along. Yep. It's more you're maintaining.
Yes. So we are in a global pandemic. All right, businesses are shutting down. Would you say the businesses you serve, did 50% of them stop?
No. So as you said before, we're an essential business. Yep. So if people can afford to keep us, meaning they have any money in their account left, they've kept us. So we have clients who pay us every month to do their books. The only clients who backed out are restaurants, and that's because they literally aren't open for business. Like they're delivering, but they're not even keeping the lights on with that delivery money. So we have lost 10% of our monthly revenue, and I can't even show a loss because we've actually brought on new clients. We just haven't grown. Yeah. It's more we lost some of our restaurants. We lost 10%, and we've grown by 10%. And people who are like, we just got a plumbing company. I mean, plumbers still. I mean, they and still
you're
need
doing
to go
catch-up
out there.
work.
For the
So catch-up work. So is when somebody comes to you and they're like, "Look, I haven't done my books."
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about who that is. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to talk about who. I'm just
explaining catch-up work.
Mm-hmm.
Catch-up work is when someone comes to you and they're like, "I haven't done anything in 36 months." And I need to get this resolved. So you're getting a client that needs to pay you for 36 months worth of work. Right. So that's not part of the recurring revenue that we mentioned earlier.
No, that's like gravy.
That's gravy. So the 10% that fell off because being a restaurant, you can't legally be open in most states.
And they'll be back. When they open again, they're going to need their financials for next year's taxes, and I will give them a discount to catch back up. I won't make them pay their full rate to come back on, but they're going to have months of catch up.
Yep.
But what you're saying
is when you have that recurring revenue, which is beautiful, and then you have those catch-up projects also end up becoming a new client,
Usually.
a new recurring revenue, typically. That's in a global pandemic where everything you see on the news, things are shutting down left and right. You're still maintaining, lifestyle change business hasn't changed, anything like that.
I have lost 4 clients since we were encouraged or forced to close non-essential businesses.
Yeah.
I've lost 4 clients and I've brought on 4 clients.
So even in a worst case scenario where you're worried about getting clients, we are in a worst case scenario of bringing on clients and people are still calling because they still need their books done. Even clients that might have to shut down in the future, they still typically need their books done up until that point.
And we have people who are not operating right now, but they're optimistic. We're seeing a lot of business optimism right now because I think the world was in shock for a while, and we're still in shock. But for a while, things stood still because people didn't know, and we still don't know. But people realize that even though we don't know, doesn't mean we just get to stop. Even though we don't know, we have to keep going and make the most of what we have. So we're still getting calls from people that say, we can't even go into buildings right now and do our job, but we know we will be able to at some point. We need our taxes done for last year, so we need your help with that. Oh, and by the way, we need to reconcile March because we were still operating, and we know we're going to operate in July, August, September. Yeah. We need your help. So they're hiring us even now.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's fantastic. You see, I'm busy.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, you have to get into a business that is profitable. Our business model it costs less than $50,000 all in to get in. It's very low cost as far as franchising. Most franchises, the net worth requirement is normally very high. Ours is not. So less than $50,000 all in, including the initial franchise fee to get in. So if you'd like to know if a territory is for sale, contact me at franchise@Flaherty-Solutions.com. So that's franchise, FRANCHISE at FLAHERTY-Solutions.com for more information.
And that, we will leave it there, and we will talk to you all next week. We hope you are staying safe and healthy out there, and have a great day.